Dan Willis here, and we're talking about the CMI group and specifically how to negotiate, settle, and potentially pay off the CMI group, and so it will help and improve your credit score. Now, you only want to enter into negotiations directly with the CMI group after you've requested and had your account validated and you've checked out the statute of limitations. We discussed that here in an earlier video. If you happen to miss it, we'll include a link in the description below. Now, assuming your debt is validated and it's within the statute of limitations, our next step is to negotiate a settlement agreement directly with the CMI group. And there's two steps to this, and it's best to get this in writing. The first step is to always negotiate to settle your debt for much less than the total balance. Generally and typically, most folks are able to settle debts for as little as 15% of the total up to about 45%, somewhere in that ballpark. So for example, with a $1,000 debt at 25%, that'd only be $250. This is standard operating practice, and the CMI group will be thrilled to accept a settlement for less payment. But please wait. We need to get this second part of our agreement in place because this is mission critical. If we overlook this, we're going to get stuck with that paid collection on our credit report. Anyways, the second part of our agreement is we must get the CMI group to agree that in exchange for our payment, they'll stop reporting our account information to all three of the credit bureaus. If we overlook this, we're going to get stuck with that paid collection listing on our credit report. And as we shared here in an earlier video, Anthony Sprav, a spokesman for FICO, says collections on your credit report can potentially damage and drag your credit score down by as much as 100 points. That's huge. If you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Now, I need to take a moment and talk about this idea of a pay-for-delete approach to dealing with debt collectors. If you're unfamiliar and somehow haven't seen this on the internet, the idea is we demand that the CMI group first delete the negative item from our credit reports, and then we'll make payment. And how wonderful this sounds, and how much we wish that it worked this way, because this would simplify so many things, but it doesn't. This is beyond wishful thinking. Unfortunately, it is not based in reality at all. In our decade-plus years of working the front lines with folks, we've yet to hear of one debt collector or one individual ever making this agreement, and it's for so many obvious reasons to those of us that work in the industry day in and day out. In other words, it's just never going to happen. We have better odds of seeing PETA opening up a butcher shop than ever hearing about a debt collector making this agreement. Unfortunately, it's much more pragmatic and much more effective to simply get the CMI group to agree to stop reporting your account information. This is an agreement they will make. However, you may need to be a little bit of a pest about it. They might be reluctant to make that agreement, but they will make that agreement versus the pay for delete approach, which is an agreement that no debt collector will ever make, unfortunately. Now we need to talk about how to remove collections from your credit report. And to do this, we're going to have to exercise more of your rights as a consumer, this time those granted by the FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act. This is federal legislation passed by Congress way back in 1970, and what it does and what it enables us to do is to challenge and dispute any item on our credit reports so long as we believe it's inaccurate, misleading, or made in error. And there's three ways to file your credit report dispute. But first, we need to share this. If this CMI group collection listing is on all three of your credit reports, you're going to have to file three separate credit bureau disputes. So if it's on your Experian credit report, your Equifax credit report, and your TransUnion credit report, you're going to have to file three credit report disputes. One with TransUnion, one with Experian, and one with Equifax. The point is the credit bureaus are separate entities. There's three ways to file your credit bureau credit report dispute. You can do it online, over the phone, or by mail. Once the credit bureaus get our dispute, they first get to deem it valid or frivolous. Only on valid disputes are they required to investigate. This is another conversation for another time and place, so of course subscribe and join our congregation, and check out the link in the description below to check out an article at our website for the full story. We also have a free report available there, the 7 proven ways to boost your credit score. Now, assuming the credit bureaus, once the credit bureaus get our dispute and they deem it valid, the Fair Credit Reporting Act requires them to investigate the item. They'll call it a reinvestigation. Nevertheless, during their reinvestigation, they're going to contact the CMI group and they're going to request that they verify that collection account that's on our credit report. As per our settlement agreement directly with the CMI group, they're not going to verify our account when the credit bureaus investigate. That's the second part of our settlement agreement directly with the CMI group about them agreeing to stop reporting our account information in exchange for our payment. As a result, and because the item was not verified and in compliance with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, this means the credit bureaus must remove this item from your credit report. Every single one of those marks on your credit reports are supposed to be verifiable. And this is how to remove bad credit legally by exercising your rights as a consumer and long before 7 slow, embarrassing, frustrating, and expensive years tick by. And if you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Now, to wrap this all up here, most people, even with all these alphabet soup laws in place, most people still understandably feel as if they're living in ancient biblical times and they're David going into battle with Goliath. And you're telling me all I get is this lousy slingshot? Come on, man. Now, at the end of the day, your credit score is much like your grade point average in glory school days past. It doesn't matter if you're acing all your courses, if you're failing underwater basket weaving, because that's going to obliterate and ruin your overall GPA. The same principle is true when it comes to your credit score and your credit reports. This is why it is so imperative to get a better credit score that we remove any dings, blemishes, or negative marks from your credit report. We encourage our members to consider professional, legal, and legitimate credit repair companies to help with this, because in 2016 alone, over 9 million negative items were removed from consumer credit reports, and this includes millions of collection items. One of the best firms is the Credit Pros. They've helped their clients successfully remove collections, late payments, charge-offs, judgments, liens, repossessions, and so many more negative credit report items. If you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Again, that's for a free credit consultation, and the toll-free phone number is 1-877-418-7596. This is Dan Willis. We're going to include a link in the description below over to an article at our website for the full story. We also have a free report available there, the 7 proven ways to boost your credit score. And of course, subscribe and join our congregation. Have a wonderful day, and looking forward to talking to you again here soon.